It's Bram, no man Matevula Munghana FM, Comandela, I found a Pampa.
Little children no last being a rubu, we live talk, Papa, we live talk.
The language of Xitsonga delivered on the radio medium to nearly 1.5 million listeners. Audiences are spoiled with a variety of on-air talent. Another flagship Limpopo station, Thobela FM, reaches 2.8 million people across the country. The Chivenda language station, Phalaphala FM, prides itself on reaching its dedicated listeners. The reach of the station is vast as it connects to 1.1 million listeners. Presenters of the three stations understand the importance of disseminating accurate information through the use of their mother tongue.
It's very important to understand our heritage and culture because it actually forms a very pivotal role in our lives to where we understand that, you know, people who are most famous, especially musicians, you mentioned the likes of King Munghana, he sings in his own mother tongue and that makes him a very, very, you know, powerful artist. You talk about the likes of Dr. Thomas Chauke who sings Xitsonga.
Broadcasting with the mother tongue is very much important because our listeners, most of them, they speak Sepedi. And then we have the others, those who can understand Sepedi very well since you are in Limpopo province. So when we talk to them with this mother tongue, our Sepedi, they understand the information that we give them.
My experience is that showcasing and broadcasting in your home language has a far better reach as listeners are able to connect with you.
The SABC is committed to treating all 12 official languages equitably on radio and television. When it comes to sourcing content in the three languages mostly spoken in Limpopo, presenters and producers encounter some challenging moments.
Young people these days are exposed to a lot and social media. They have TikToks, they have X, they have Facebook, and all these internet issues that they check on. So it's very difficult for them to speak proper Chivenda. So when they call on air, sometimes they will use Venda and English.
We encounter problems with content sourcing, because most Bavenda people feel like there are certain things that are not supposed to be shared with other people. I can reference to rape in particular, where you find people calling in telling you that my father raped me or my uncle raped me, and they're willing to go on air after hearing maybe someone experiencing or sharing their experience in that manner. But after 2-3 days, they'll be like, no, I've changed my mind.
As a Xitsonga radio station, it means that you have to translate. You might get content which is already in English, but you need to translate. In translation, you should make sure that your translation doesn't affect the context, and also making sure that your language remains the way it is with regard to the use of idioms, the use of personification.
The SABC's Limpopo region has ensured continued language preservation by strengthening relations with experts in various fields. As languages evolve and new terms are coined, mostly in digital publications and social media, the SABC's language policy remains firmly rooted in its commitment to the Constitution and a range of legislative and regulatory frameworks.
In different universities, we do have the researchers. We do have the professors who are actually working with different communities regarding the languages, so they preserve the language. So it's easy for us as producers to actually talk to them, to engage them, so that we inform our listeners regarding our heritage, our language, our culture.
We have already migrated to new online platforms, social media platforms, that whatever we put together in terms of news gathering and current affairs, as well as news bulletins, translate into the new social media platforms to enhance accessibility.
The listeners who consume information that gets beamed from each of the station's frequencies all have personal stories as to why they listen. One of the common reasons that audiences are drawn to their favorite radio mediums is culture and language.
I'm listening to Thobela FM because I'm from Limpopo and I've grew up in Limpopo, so I listen to Thobela FM so that I can understand what basically they are talking about.
It teaches us more about our languages and how to express ourselves in our own languages, especially now during Heritage Month.
The language is simple for me to understand what is important and what is not, especially current affairs.
The public broadcasters' radio stations are obliged to reflect the linguistic and cultural diversity and the nation's multilingual nature. SABC News, Polokwane.